Ho ho ho, what's Father Christmas got in his sack for you? So my first question's got to be, have you been naughty or nice this year? Now if you have, I've got a few gift ideas for makers. I know every year I get asked what I want and I struggle to come up with ideas. So hopefully some of these will be helpful for you. Or if you've been bad, you could just treat yourself. And that's what I did this year. I treated myself to some quality precision screwdrivers. I've had the cheap ones. I've even used those ones that come in Christmas crackers. So these are definitely a big upgrade. These are great if you wear glasses. The screws come loose and they need a little tighten. What I mostly use them for though is all my vintage lenses, but they're really great on any small electronics. I think these are the kind of tools you will always find uses for. Made by Vessel, I think in Japan, so they're really beautifully made things. My first ever product from Vessel, so I'm definitely going to go and look at what else they have available. So they're going to link down under the video to these, as well as everything else I'm going to mention today. Now from a tool that's new to me to something I've been using for years, the CMT Grooving Blade. I use this to cut joinery on the table saw. Most saw blades have teeth that are angled, each one at an alternating angle. So if you cut not all the way through the bit of wood, the bottom of the cut isn't flat. Now on this, the teeth are square, so that is not a problem. It comes in different widths, 6mm being the max, which is what I have. So it removes more material, making joinery quicker, leaving nice flat bottom joints. What it's particularly good for is doing box joints or finger joints. That's the reason I got it in the first place. Now it's a smaller diameter than most saw blades, so you're not going to be able to raise it that high, but I find I'm only raising it a couple of centimetres at max really for anything I've ever wanted to do. This is something I've been using for years now, but unfortunately I can no longer use it as the saw stop doesn't support it, but I miss it on almost a weekly basis. Another tool I use on the table saw all the time is my miter gauge from JessEm. I've tried quite a few miter gauges over the years and this is the best one I've ever used. And Woodworkers Workshop have kindly sent me another JessEm tool to try, a stainless steel square. It comes on this lovely board which you can hang on the wall and it's magnetised on there. Very smart. Mine is all metric, which is my preference. So you've got markings on both edges and both sides, so 4 lots of markings. It's got some kind of texture to it, and when you push down on these little tabs, it locks it in place. It really will not move. Amazing. But to stop it overbalancing when it's on the edge, you've got this little tab you push out and it holds on. Very satisfying little mechanism which can be accessed from both sides. It's got these notches all the way along with little points, perfect for a pencil. So you can put a pencil in at your mark and then run it along, scribing your line. See, it moves beautifully along until you actually push down and then it locks into place. I don't know how it works, but very clever. Now, if the worst ever happens and you drop this, you can actually loosen off these Allen-headed bolts and re-square it. Not something I ever want to do, but accidents do happen. And with other squares, once you've knocked it out square, well, it's pretty useless. So a nice feature to have. This really feels a beautifully made thing. Definitely an heirloom piece you're going to keep forever and maybe pass down. It can get pretty cold out here. Not very nice to work, but it's also not practical. Wood finishes and glue won't dry. But what I have is this little camping heater. I've had this thing for years. It's just enough to keep me warm in my fully insulated workshop. But when I used to be in the tent, I would just have it set up by my feet to warm myself. It runs on these little butane gas cylinders. If you buy them in bulk like I do, I get 28 at a time. They work out under £1 each. They burn for like 4 to 5 hours, around that. So I'm heating the workshop for around £1 a time. This is just enough to keep me snug in here, but this is a well ventilated workshop, so you have to check if it's suitable for what you're doing. I like this little thing, cheap to run, cheap to buy, keeps me warm. I still do miss my wood burner though. Another thing that keeps me warm and functioning, well, just about, is tea. For years I used a Stanley mug. After a few months the flap went, then the next year the handle broke off. I've had this for probably about 12 years and it's still going, very battered. I haven't retired it, but I've just added another mug to my collection, and that's a YETI one. This thing I've had for about a year now and it's very well made. Instead of having a flap, it has a magnetic piece, which is great because it comes off for cleaning, and it also has nothing to break, no hinge to fail. The handle is one piece of metal that folds around, so I don't think that's going to break anytime soon. So I think this one is going to serve me very well. Now you might have seen some ads for these strange tools. Useful if you ever need to scribe something. I had a job the other week where I needed to match something to an existing curve, and I used this to mark it out. Works surprisingly well. I don't think it's a tool I'm going to be reaching for every week, but it's one of those handy things that you just keep to one side. When you've got that job, you'll be really glad you got it. Do any of you watch The Repair Shop? If you do, you'll know the author of this book, Dominic Chenier. He's the very talented metalworker from the show. Now, if you're into tools, and I'm going to go out on a limb here and say that you probably are, then you'll love this book. It's full of information about traditional tools, most of which I recognise, but there's a few things that I've never even heard of. So, great little read. It's packed with beautiful illustrations about everything in here. Definitely a recommended book for anyone that's into tools. Now for something you might have seen before, a red toolbox, because I did a project with it earlier in the year where I lined it and made a tray for it. I keep it on my desk and it tidies up all my little bits I need for making videos. The box itself is incredibly simple, and that's what I like about it. It's a blank canvas. You can make dividers and inserts for it to store all the bits for whatever you're into, whatever your hobby is, or you can just leave it empty and turn it into a household toolkit. Something I need to do myself. It's always handy just to keep a toolbox empty for when friends or family ask you to pop round and just do that one simple job for them. You've got something to put a few tools in. I could use with another one to keep empty myself. I'm going to finish the list with a couple of cheaper items, some stocking stuffers, and first we're going to go with some little notebooks, some memo books. Now I've been using some larger exercise books, and the trouble is I fill the pages with multiple things. These I think are just the perfect size that I can have one list per page. I'm a big fan of writing lists. They're also small enough that I can just slip them in a pocket or a bag and take them with me, so I've always got a notebook for when I've got ideas. I know I could use my phone, but I really like creating physical lists, and then I'm much more likely to read them back. I pretty much create a list every day, so these are great. They come in packs of 3. That might last me until next Christmas. Last thing, something we can never have enough of in the workshop. They're a bit like tape measures, they disappear. Pencils, Carpenters pencils, great for some rough marking out. In fact, you sharpen them, you can do some pretty fine marking on them. They don't roll off, the leads don't break easy. They really are great things. I like that they're bright red because they're harder to lose. It's a good brand. All pencils are definitely not created equal. So that is it. Santa's sack is bare. I hope there's something of interest there that people can get for you, or you can just treat yourself. Now in next week's video, I'm going to show you some ideas of things you can actually make for other people. So as I say, there's links under this video to everything I've mentioned here. So thank you for watching. Thanks to my patrons, and please subscribe for more videos.